He was always the first to arrive. Before the birds sang, before the city opened its eyes, before the school gate opened, his name was Dio Adebayo, but in the school compound, no one called him that. To them, he was just the cleaner. That boy that sweeps, cleaner, come clean this mess. No one knew he once sat in a university lecture hall with dreams louder than Lagos traffic. No one knew his father died in a bike crash while rushing to pay his exam fees. No one knew that after his mother had stroke, he sold everything, his mattress, his books, even the phone with all his study notes, just to keep her breathing a little longer. But she still died. And when she did, something inside him stopped speaking. Now, he swept floors. Not because he loved the broom, but because it was the only job that asked no questions. He lived in a small wooden shop beside the school wall, on borrowed land, on borrowed time. He soaked gari with salt and called it dinner. He stitched his shoes with rubber thread. He counted days by the number of benches he cleaned. Yet every night after the school emptied, he slipped into the old science lab. There, among forgotten chalkboards and rusted Bunsen burners, he found torn notes, formulas, diagrams, equations, and he read them. He didn't know why. Maybe to remember, maybe because the words made him feel less invisible. One morning at 6:30 a.m., a student named Timmy came early. Timmy, he caught Dio staring at a tattered chemistry note. "You day read that thing?" Dio stayed silent, then slowly nodded. "Do you know it very well?" Dio gave a shy smile, and for the first time in a long while, his voice cracked open. "Yes." Timmy dropped his bag. "Please explain this mole concept to me. This thing is messing with my head." They sat on a dusty bench. Dio explained slowly, clearly. Timmy's eyes lit up. The next day, Timmy brought a friend. Then, 3 more. Before long, students began to arrive before dawn, not for school, but for him. They called it gate class because it happened before the gate opened. One Friday morning, a teacher was passing by. She paused. She watched from a distance, watched as laughter turned to silence and silence turned to understanding, under Dio's voice. She didn't interrupt. A week later, she handed him an envelope. "You shouldn't be sweeping floors, Dio," she said. "You were born to teach. Let's start by getting you your jam. Let me help." He opened the envelope with shaking hands. Inside, an exam form, some printed notes, transport fare. His name was typed at the top. He stared at it for a long time. Because it was the first time in years he had seen his own name printed in full. 5 years later. The compound is different now. A new school, better chairs, bigger classrooms. But the gate still opens at 7:30 a.m. and Dio still comes before it opens. Only now, he walks through the front gate with a lesson plan in one hand and a staff ID card around his neck. It reads, "Mr. Dio Adebayo, physics teacher." His students stand when he enters. They call him sir, but he still wipes the benches before sitting, because he remembers when no one saved a seat for him. You don't need noise to change your life. You just need one step, one yes, one moment when you choose not to disappear, even if the world never claps for you. Show up before the gate opens. That's where the real transformation begins.